What's up, Islanders? Welcome back to the channel. You don't know, it's your favorite island girl, Jody here from the 876. And yes, guys, you know we're about to dive into another crazy Miami girl strip horror story. If you're like me, you already know that these Miami story times definitely have us in a chokehold. We just can't get over them. As always, guys, you can support the creator. Her page is actually linked down in my description box. And of course, guys, please remember to just like this video and subscribe if you're new to become a part of the Islanders family. As per usual, I'm going to tell you for just rock and come in. That being said, let's get into today's video.
It saddens me and it puts sadness in my heart that we are coming to a close on TikTok. As much as I love y'all, love my community, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. But I will go ahead and give y'all the story time once and for all. Again, for the last time before we wrap this baby up. By my Miami story time. Because I see now, I'm looking at my notifications and y'all are wanting to know more of the story. Y'all are liking that video all of a sudden now. And that's so far down. But y'all want to talk about the Miami story time? I will give you the Miami story time once and for all. And this is it. All right, buckle up, grab your popcorn, water, whatever else you need. And let's tune in for the story time. Mind you, this is a context. Let's go back. Okay, this story take place, I don't know, back in year 2000. Was it 19 or 20, maybe 21, somewhere around that time. Everything is running together. It was somewhere around there, but it wasn't COVID yet, so it had to be pre-COVID. Okay, pre-COVID. So like I said, it took place during those type of years. I don't really remember. Now I knew one of the girls because she invited me to come with them and her friends on another trip. Of course I wanted to go because I was like, you know what, we're all in the same sorority, we're all gonna have so much fun, this is gonna be a really fun trip. And then it was a couple days after my birthday and one of my good friends was like, I should come too. And I was like, well, it's okay because it's so last minute. Literally, it was so last minute. And I was like, okay, whatever. The girl invited me. Me and her were already like social media friends, and we had been friends for about 2 years, give or take, I would say, from social media, talking on the phone, like calling each other, texting each other. So I knew in my mind there was not going to be any weird vibes because I was going with her, and it was all going to be people, like-minded people like myself. You get what I'm saying? Now, I was the oldest one in the group. Now, they weren't too far behind. I say maybe like 2 or 3 years behind me at that time. I don't really remember how old I was, so I can't really remember, but this was years ago, okay? Anyways, so I drive to them. Like I said, so I drive to them. Now, what y'all are saying, like, where did I drive from? I drove from Arkansas. So at that time, I was living in Arkansas because I was still in undergrad at that time. So, went up there to them. Going to them was in Mississippi. So I drove to Mississippi. Mississippi from Arkansas, give or take like 3.5 hours, okay? So that's what I did. So I asked my mom, I said, can I drive your SUV? Because my mom had an SUV. And she was like, absolutely. So I drove my car to the girl's house that I told you I had been social media friends with prior to that, okay? And then plus, again, sorority sister. So I'm thinking it's going to be great. There's not going to be anything wrong. Got the car together. Everything was ready. I drove down there. I made it. I called her. I said, hey, girl, look, I'm literally about to pull up at your apartment right now. So they all came outside. When they all come outside, you know, it was very awkward. But, you know, I figured that. I was like, it would kind of be kind of weird because, you know, you just got to break the ice. Break the ice. You get what I'm saying? So we need to break the ice. But the girl that invited me, you know, she was hugging me. I was like, I'm so happy to see you. Okay, wait. So I had to get the timeline right exactly. So I needed to go to my Instagram and do some search. Okay, look, this happened in 2021, and I had just graduated college the month before. That's why I'm like, okay, I knew it was somewhere around there. I just couldn't figure out when did this happen or when did this take place. It was in 2021 because I knew it was still, I was in college, but okay, that's not besides the point. Okay, so I get there and the girl that invited me, you know, we're all going inside and everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's packing, somebody's doing this, somebody's doing that. So she's like, okay, girl, like, this is my apartment. Like, she's showing me around, we're talking and just doing normal stuff, but it was kind of awkward still. So one of the girls had asked, did someone have something? I can't remember what it was, but it was something that I knew that I had it in my bag. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, I got it. And then I was, you know, giving them whatever I had, like, you know, just trying to people please, essentially, at that time in my life, okay? Now, pause again. We had a group message, and this group message had been going on for a while now. In the group message, it was talking about, you know, this is what we're going to wear, this is what it's going to be. So let's talk about these text messages, okay? In the text messages, it was all the girls that were going on the trip together. Everyone that was in the group message went to the trip. Nobody, like, said they weren't going to go. Everybody paid their money on time. Like, it was no problems, no issues. It was all good. And the crazy thing was, y'all, in the text messages, it would seem like it would be a vibe. Like, okay, a little bit, okay? Because when I would say stuff, nobody would respond. Only the girl that invited me would respond. And at that time in my life, I wasn't even paying attention to, they're not even really responding to you. They would respond around me. You get what I'm saying? Like, if somebody said something, like, if I said something, then someone else said something behind me, they would respond to the other person, and then I would just jump in the conversation from there, too, okay? Now, one girl made the itinerary, and on the itinerary, I was like, to be honest with y'all, like, it's 5 of us, 5 or 6, 4, 5, 6, I can't remember, somewhere around there going, we're all not going to be there on time. Like, I'm really good with time management, and I really like to know, like, time and how we're going to do this and this. The time was running together, and it just doesn't seem like we're going to get to do all of this. Now, why am I saying all this? Because it's so important, and you really need to follow me here, so stick with me. I told you to grab whatever you need, okay? Okay. So, in the messages, we're talking about scheduling, like, matching, like, color coordination. So, like, shades of browns, white swimsuits, like, all of these things. And that's what I did. I went and bought exactly what we needed, like shade of brown, white swimsuit. We are going to wear this, we're going to wear that. And then one of the nights we're going to go to the Versace mansion. So make sure you step. So I'm thinking, okay, I love to dress up. I love a good dress. I love a good moment. I'm going to do it. So got all my stuff together. Now, mind you, I'm saying step because that's what they're saying. They're like, make sure y'all step. And now I'm going to give the props where props is due. These girls are absolutely gorgeous. I am not a hater. That's just not who I am. And they can do makeup very well. I can do my makeup good enough for me. You get what I'm saying? I am not no MUA, but I do it well. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, now let's back to the house again. So we have been in the house for a while, and it's time to pack the car up. We're loading the car up, and we needed to drive from Mississippi to New Orleans, which was like an hour and some change. Of course, I did the driving. It was my mom's car. So we put everything in there, in the car, and one of the girls literally goes, oh, we may need a bigger SUV. Like, it was a big SUV. Like, let's start there. Okay? Don't do that when you're not driving. Okay, let me just tell the story. Okay. We pack up the stuff. We get ready to leave. Of course, I stop and get gas and all that good stuff. And nobody helps with gas. I do the gas. Nobody offered to help. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's my mama's car at the end of the day. I got to put gas in there anyways. Don't really care. So I put the gas in there. We go to New Orleans. Mind you, I had already said that, like, when I had got there the night before, I said, hey, like, we need to be on time because I gotta drive an hour up there, and we still gotta get in line and all this good stuff. Y'all, we were literally running through the airport, like, hustling through the airport because we're about to miss the flight. So look, y'all, we're running all nilly-willy through the freaking, through TSA and everything else, and we finally, literally, when they were about to close the doors on the plane, we literally got to our spots. So I was sitting by this super cool girl on the flight, and when I say she was cool, like, she was from Atlanta, like, and at that time, I was not living in Atlanta, of course. So she was living in Atlanta. She said she was going to Miami to visit her boyfriend. She was telling me where she was gonna be at. So cool. Shout out to you, girl. Like, she was so cool the whole trip. Okay, on the flight, y'all, she literally goes like, do you want some shots? Like, let's take the edge off. Like, you want some shots? I'm like, okay, sure. So she buys me and her shots, and I'm like, well, I can get another. She's like, girl, no, I got you. She's buying shots. I'm feeling good. Okay, now it was crazy because they were sitting like towards the, I don't even know how this happened. They were sitting towards the back, and I was sitting like really close up in the plane. I don't really know because we all bought our tickets at the same time. I don't know if they all chose to sit beside each other and then they just told me to. I just don't know.
No, I can already foresee all the problems here, and this should just started the story. First of all, why wasn't there clear understanding regarding the transportation to the airport, especially when you're talking about, I think she said 5 or 6 girls? Should have been planned from the whole group chat stage, while organizing this trip, because on the actual day of travel, they're going to complain that her mom's SUV can't accommodate everybody properly. Of course, me forgot to add this part into it as well about the gas money. Why wasn't there an agreement beforehand about splitting the cost for the gas? I believe that everyone should have contributed because it is a group trip. Therefore, it should have been a collaborative effort.
We get off the flight, and as we're getting off the flight, I'm tipsy. I'm feeling good. Like, nothing crazy. I'm just feeling good, So the girl literally comes up to me that was sitting beside me on the plane. She's like, you're so cool. Like, let me get your Instagram. Like, she give me a hug. I give her a hug. I tell her, have fun with her boo. She's like, girl, if you need anything, hit me up. Like, we can go out somewhere. So they're looking at me all stone-faced, looking at me all cold. And I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, you know her? I'm like, no, I really didn't. Like, we were just sitting beside each other on the plane. She decided to buy some shots. Like, she's a really cool girl. Yada, yada, yada. And they were like, okay. So we leave there, and we're going to go to down at the bottom to go get our rental car. Now, remember I told y'all we sent all the money and nobody complained, none of that. Like, everybody did what they needed to do whenever it needed to be done. We gave the money to one of the girls, okay? We gave her money for the hotel. We gave her money for the rental car. We get down there to the rental station. The lady say, oh, y'all owe X amount of money. And that wasn't no little bit amount, y'all. I'm talking a big amount. Me and the girl that invited me looking at each other. Like I said, me and the girl that invited me, we looking at each other like, we already gave her money. Now, this is the kicker. The girl that we sent the money to is best friends with the girl that I told you invited me. They're like this. Okay? So me and the girl that invited me looking at each other and we're like, we're going to call her April. Me and April looking at each other like, we already gave Lizzie, we can call her Lizzie the money. Okay? And so another girl come up. Stay with me. I gotta name people so y'all won't be confused. I'm keep saying girl. The other girl, we're gonna name her Susanna. Susanna is like, well, I'll do it. Like, I'll pay for it, but you just gotta give me my money back, Lizzie, when we get to the hotel. So Lizzie's like, yeah, I'm gonna give you your money back, da 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 da. She's like, no, for real, like, give me my money back as soon as we get there because we had already gave you this money. So me and April, we looking at each other like, we ain't got nothing to do with it. As long as we ain't got to pay no more money because I gave you the money, you should just do what you got to do when we give you the money. Now that we got character names, okay? Now the story may be a little bit easier to tell because it just gets all confusing and conjunctional. So we get to the hotel. We all make it to the hotel. We're all inside. And then Lizzie goes, oh, y'all, we need to go buy some bottles. I am not a drinker. My friends know I will barely drink anything, okay? In fact, they hate going out with me because I'm going to sip on that same little baby sip. Like a sippy cup. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So we all go get a little drink, y'all. I grabbed something that like probably ain't got no alcohol worth for nothing in it, okay? Because I knew I wasn't gonna drink it, and I was like, well, I'll probably just get shots, like, because I'm not a drinker and I really don't like shots, but at least it's small. Do you get what I'm saying? You get it. So we come back and we're all doing like videos and stuff, and I'm including them in all of my videos, like, because I'm not a jealous hearted person. Like, you're cute, whatever. It is what it is. So they're taking videos and excluding me out of the videos. You know, like doing videos like this on the side. Like, you know, panning it to where it's just them in the video and not me. Now, a couple hours after that, we were waiting on another girl. Her name is waiting on another girl at the airport because she literally had just flown in. We're going to name her Hannah. Hannah, Susanna, Lizzie, and April. Okay? And myself. 5 of us. So we go pick up Hannah from the airport. We picked up Hannah. Hannah was actually pretty cool. Hannah was actually surprisingly more cooler than April that invited me. So it was kind of crazy. So Hannah gets in, like, really cool vibes. Mind you, like I said, all these girls are beautiful and they're like MUA. So I'm like, your makeup is absolutely flawless. Like, it looks so good. We go out that night to Victory. We all go out. We're having a good time. We put on our best fits. You know, you're giving what it's supposed to give in Miami, okay? So I'm giving what it's supposed to give in Miami, okay? I'm sitting there, we're having a good time. I'm like holding my phone out, like doing like a little video. Like, there's hookah going around. You know how it is. You know the vibes at Victory. And we're all listening to music. So we all order some stuff, like little drinks, you know, things like that. The lady comes up to me and says, hey, myself. She goes, your stuff has been paid for. And I'm like, how? She's like, the man over there, he paid for your stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, show him, thank you so much. Like, that is so sweet. From that point, y'all, that's where things started to get crazy. That's where things started to get real crazy. So he paid for the stuff. I'm like, that is so sweet of him. Whatever. So, like I told you, we're all on this trip, and of course, I know people from the town, the area where they're from, and just all over. So one guy texts me. He goes, "Hey, like, are you on a trip with these girls?" And he was like, "Cause I follow all y'all, and it seems like y'all at the same place, but you ain't in none of their videos." I'm like, "Yes, I am on the trip," and that's when I started to notice, like, I knew they weren't putting me in videos, but they really weren't putting me in videos. So they would record some videos. I'm not going to lie. They would record some videos, but not upload the ones with me in it. You catching what I'm putting down?
Surprise, or maybe not. As this is where I knew things were going to go left. Why is it that every time there is a Miami Girls trip, there seems to be some form of jealousy? It never fails. It's almost like clockwork. Whether they are real friends or just associated, there's just always some sort of drama. And of course, Alexus is now getting attention from men. I can already see that the energy is now shifting. But let me just back up a little bit and speak about the whole car rental situation. My question is, if everyone contributed money towards a car rental to go to Miami, why is there still a balance on the account? Was this amount not being calculated correctly? Or was Lizzie, who was the one in charge, not responsibly enough? Was at this point, Why wasn't everything paid for? Did she pocket the money? It makes me really wonder. So guys, these are things that would not slide with me. But anyway, I digress. Let's keep watching.
So we leave there and then we go back to the hotel. So we get back that night and we're going to change outfits and we're going to go somewhere else again. So one dude that I knew a long time ago, he played football for the Dolphins or whatever. So he slid up on my story. He was like, Lex, what are you doing here? And mind you, I didn't know the guy like that, okay? I knew of him, but I didn't know him. And I didn't even know he was on my Snapchat at that time. So I'm like, yeah, like, you know, out here, whatever. He was like, oh, we should link. Like, you guys should come to, like, you know, one of the clubs tonight. Like, I'm going to be there, me and some guys, buddies type of deal. I said, okay, let me ask the girls to see if they're up for it. So they're like, I don't know, you know, whatever. And so they go, okay, sure, let's go. So we all get ready and we go to the club that night. So he comes out and he's like, you know, she's with me and then they're with her. So they were all with us. So we go, having a good time in the section. Me and him are talking. Mind you, this is our first time meeting. I don't really know the guy like that. Like, know of him, I don't know him. So it ain't no pressure, ain't no nothing. You get what I'm saying to you? Because he ain't my man, honey. Do you by all means. But Hannah goes to the bathroom. Oh, dang, I forgot the name of the other. No, I did name the other girl. What's her name? Susanna. Hannah and Susanna, they're in the bathroom because Susanna is, you know, intoxicated. Bad. Like, real bad. And Hannah is on her verge of being like that, too. So the two that I said are the closest, April and Lizzie, or Lisa, whatever her name was, they sitting beside each other. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go check on Hannah and Susanna because they're in the bathroom and they're both kind of hammered right now. And I'm in my right mind. I haven't drank anything. I am good. I'm going to go check on them real quick. Mind you, so they're sitting out there with Dolphin. His name is Dolphin right now, okay? So they're out there chilling with Dolphin. I'm in the bathroom with them. You know, I'm handling that. And you know how it is when somebody's intoxicated and when the other person is. It's just a lot going on. So after I checked on them and I got them some Sprite and some French fries, just some with a little salt in it, just to get them to sit down, calm down until we're about to get ready to go, okay? So the dude comes up to me and he's like, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, what is it? Like, what's tea? Like, what's going on? So, one of the girls, she showed me a video. She was like, oh, I was recording his chain, I'm like, okay. So we go back home. We had a good little time. He called me that night. You know, we just chopped it up. Nothing to it but to do it. You get what I'm saying? Not like that, but nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? Next day, we're going to go to the beach. Okay? So he calls me early that morning, y'all. Wakes me up. He's like, hey, where you at? I'm like, oh, I'm in the room. He's like, can I talk to you real quick? I'm like, sure. He's like, you by yourself? I was like, do I need to be? He's like, yeah, do that for me. So I walk out. So he's telling me how one of the girls that invited me, April, was interested in with me and Dolphin. I don't get down like that. That ain't my type of stilo. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Then he's telling me, he's like, are those your friends? I'm like, well, like, not really. Like, we're just like, not really. And he's like, yeah, those are not your friends because the stuff that I heard them say about you, them ain't your friends. So he's telling me all this. So his buddy that came, he was like, yeah. He was like, I don't know. I watch my back. He was like, to be honest, like, I would watch it around them because it's giving very much setup vibes. Like, if you really want to know the truth, like, that's the way that they're talking about it. That's what it's giving. And I'm like, you know, could he be telling the truth or could he be lying? You know, I had that feeling like something was wrong. Something was going on. And all of this, your intuition is never wrong. And I'm going to explain why it was. What are you guys doing later on? I'm going to come just to ensure that you're good, you're safe, And I said, we're going to go to South Beach. So we go down to South Beach. We got our little swimsuits on. We're down there having a time, okay? So at this point, y'all know how it is in Miami. You down there, everybody having a good time. Everybody living their best life. So some girls was down there getting Hennessy poured on them and licked off of them. I didn't want to be in no videos. I'm not that type of girl. I didn't want to be involved. Now, I'm going to root you on. I'm going to cheer you on from a distance. You get what I'm saying? So they were down there doing that. My big sister had called me on FaceTime. She's like, hey, girl, I'm just checking on you. I'm like, I'm going to stand up here and talk to my sister. Y'all go down there, and I'm going to meet y'all in a minute. So they're down there having the time of their lives. Living their best lives, okay? They're down there having fun, and I'm up there talking to my sister. There was like this guy that came up to me. He was like a guardian angel, I would say, because he didn't try anything weird. He wasn't on a funny type of time, and I'm on the phone with my sister. And of course, I'm playing it off like I know where I'm going. I'm playing it off like I'm not lost. And he's like, to be honest with you, something is telling me to walk with you, and that's what I'm gonna do. So he's walking with me, y'all. And they finally takes me back after I've been looking for them about, give or take, 5 to 10 minutes, okay? Finally send me their location. They say, we're in the car. I'm heated. I'm so hot right now. You can light a match to me and I'm a firecracker. You get what I'm saying? I'm real mad at this point because why would you leave me? Why would you get in the car? Basically, y'all had a plan that y'all was going to leave. But then y'all didn't leave. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go all the way to the car. So the guy walks me all the way to the car. When I get in the car, the vibes are off completely. Like you can hear a pin drop. That's how thick the air was in that car. Like I said, I'm leaving. So when we get back to the room, we're all chilling and stuff, and the energy is so bad. It is so bad. We get back to the room, we change clothes, we go back out again. Later on that night, let's fast forward. The next day, we got up. We were going to go to the Versace mansion. Mind you, remember they said put on your best fit. So I had on this like little dress that was like strapless, had like little chains in the front here, very fitted here. And it had like, the print of like a Versace style print. Very cutesy, very demure. You get what I'm saying to you. So I put it on and they're doing their makeup. I had just finished my makeup and I just flipped my hair. It's giving what it's supposed to give. The girls are looking good. I'm ready to go. You get what I'm saying? They literally come out from the bathroom. I can see them, like where I'm standing to get dressed. I could see them in there and they could see me out. It was kind of weird. I can't explain it. Whatever. They come around thinking they're like, that's what you're wearing? I said, yeah. They said, oh, we're not going. If you're wearing that, we're not going. I said, what? Thinking it's a joke. They're like, no, we're not going. So
I always say now, jealousy is a disease, and when you're around women who aren't confident in themselves, it's gonna make things 10 times worse. So maybe just bring it back just for a second to the night before. So the guy that pulled Alexus aside told her, pretty much that the other girls were kind of talking about her behind her back. He didn't go into too much details, but he did hint at something that was a little bit weird. But the tension started when Alexis chose to stay back and speak with her sister on the phone instead of going down to the beach with them. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate just for a little bit here because maybe they felt like she was being a little bit standoffish, like she wasn't trying to be a part of the group or trying to be, inclusive. And I'm not saying that, they were right, but I can definitely see how they might have taken it this way. We can move forward to the day that they showed their real insecurities, the day that they were supposed to go to the brunch at the Versace hotel. That they straight up told her that they're not coming because of what she was wearing was everything that I needed to know. That was insecurity at its finest. Just tell you something a little bit about me. Personally, I can't deal with girls who are insecure. I'm the type of woman I love getting dressed up, whether I'm going out with friends on a date or just even solo. I am a very fashionable person, so when I put on my outfits, I'm not thinking that, oh my God, how it's gonna make you feel, because I'm not competing with you. You just need to show up, be yourself, be confident, and make us just keep it pushing. Anyway, guys, let us see how it all plays out.
So they were like, you didn't tell us you were going to wear that. I said, y'all literally said in the text messages to step. Well, if I'm going to step, then I'm just going to step. So we didn't go because they got mad at the outfit that I chose to wear. That they felt like they outfit wasn't what they wanted it to be. So we didn't go because of my outfit, okay? We ended up going back down to South Beach again. This is where we met some guys down at South Beach. We have been meeting guys all the time, but these guys actually were there and that I'm still cool with to this day, and it's so crazy. So we go down there, we're having a time. As we're down there, you know how people are down there, like, want to take your pictures and da-da-da-da. So this guy comes up, he's like, oh, I'm a street photographer. Like, can I take your picture? And I said, yeah. Like, can you take all of our pictures? Because I'm very inclusive. That's just me. I love including the girls. And I don't want nobody feeling bad because they had already been acting weird. So, people pleasing, that used to be me. That's not me anymore, okay? We're sitting there, we're taking a picture. And, they all tag each other. We all tag each other in this picture, faking like we're having a good time. We're not. So it's a group of like 5 or 6 guys. They all come up while we're sitting at this little restaurant. So a lot of the guys were talking to me except for this one specific guy. Okay, keep that guy in mind. And his name is gonna be Lee. That's all I can think of real quick. Okay, Lee. Okay, now all the other guys, they were talking to me, then they started deviating out, talking to the other girls. So a couple guys came up and was like, oh, hey, like, can I buy you shots? I said, well, can you do this? Can you buy everybody shots? Like, and he was like, you know what, for you, I got you. So everybody got shots. Everybody's having a good time. Me and Lee didn't talk, didn't say a word to each other. I don't know why, because everybody was talking to Lee. I wasn't really talking to Lee. Then all of his other friends were talking to me. So it was kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? So whatever. So we all take a little shot. We do a little boomerang. And I had so much fun with the guys versus with them girls. You get what I'm saying? So we're having fun. We're sitting there just chit-chatting, talking. Woo. So I guess somewhere in between that, they got each other's, like, social media and things like that. So everybody exchanges social media, and some kind of way, I don't know who got their Airbnb address, but somebody got their Airbnb address. So later on that night, they were like, okay guys, we're going to go over there with the guys that we met. And I said, ooh, hold on. We don't know them boys like that. That's kind of scary. We're going to go over to their house. We can't meet them out like in public or anything. They're like, no, it's going to be fine. We're just going to meet them at their Airbnb. I'm a little scared. I'm a little apprehensive because I don't know. I was just a little scared. I would prefer out in the public so somebody can see us just in case they try to do anything to us. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. So we go over there and I'm like, oh, I'm not getting out. I'm gonna sit in the car. But see, the neighborhood was a little rough around the edges. I was scared to sit in the car. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out. So we go inside, and mind you, the energy had already been thick since that moment we left. Okay, bit thick. Oh, let's go back. One of the girls spilled something on my clothes, so my clothes got all messed up. Whatever. That was at the beach. So as I'm texting my sister this, I'm like, you know what? I feel like in my heart, they feeling a little froggy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they want to fight. I feel like they're trying to plan a way to fight me and jump me. I will call the police on you. Do it look like I fight? I mean, I will if I have to. But listen to me when I say this. I'm too cute for that. Okay? Okay? So some kind of way, Lee sparks up the conversation with me. Me and Lee sparked up this conversation. We had the most in common, and it was hilarious. Like, so we all get to the car, and we're all getting stuff from the car to go out with them that night to another club or whatever. So we're sitting, like, everybody kind of sitting somewhere, everybody kind of sitting with somebody, and I don't know who I was sitting with. I don't know. Like, it was a blur. Like, we didn't drink, but I mean, they had drunk, but I didn't drink, but I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember going out there and, talk to the guys, and we just were going to another club. Now, mind you, I didn't say this, but, a lot of the guys that we met were in a fraternity. So, like, we got that going on. Of course, we had a lot to bond over. So, at that point, when I found out that they were in a D9 fraternity, I was like, you know what? If they rocking, I'm rolling. Them some good men right there. That's a good man. So we go in the inside, and so it's a U-shaped couch, right? And then there's a recliner where Lee is sitting, and I'm sitting on the edge of the U-shaped couch. All the girls are sitting on the other side, and I'm sitting by myself, and Lee is sitting like right beside me. But me and Lee, mind you, we have never talked. We have never said a word to each other. Everybody else was lined up with another man with their little, that little fling they had met. Everybody picked the man. Me and Lee, we ain't never talked. So we didn't say nothing to each other. And they were just like staring at me. And I was texting my sister, y'all. I swear to God, I'm texting my sister, and I said, you know what? I feel like they're trying to jump me. I feel like something is about to happen. I need to go back because there's two things that I did miss in the story. And I'm getting close to telling the finale, but I didn't tell the other two parts. That is very important. I don't know how I skipped it. Whatever. Okay, let's go back. Okay. Now, remember y'all remember when I told you, I don't even know that part of the video uploaded, but whatever. Okay, so we were going to go on a boat ride. Mind you, we had gave the money to, I think her name was Lizzie or Lisa, whatever I named her, okay? Remember, we gave her this money. Stay with me now. Write down character names if you need to. Remember, we gave her the money for the hotel. We gave her the money for the rental car, okay? That girl, okay? So we gave her the money for the boat ride, okay? And on the boat ride, a little area at the boat ride, the lady goes, oh, y'all owe some more money. We're like, how do we still owe more money when we paid everything? Like, we paid for all these excursions and things like that she told us that we needed to pay. I put majority of the money in. So we get up on the boat ride. As we're on the boat ride, one of the guys down at the bottom, because we're at the top, the guy at the bottom see me, and he's like talking to me, things like that. So I'm up top just chilling by myself, like vibing out, kind of like doing my own thing. They're like, having their little huddle talking and things like that. And the man comes upstairs and he's like, hey, someone ordered you a hookah. I love me a good old hookah, okay? So the man brings the hookah, and I'm like, oh, thank you so much. So I go back downstairs to thank the guy that sent the hookah to me. Some kind of way, one of the girls knocks the big old hookah, it was like really tall, knocks it on my foot, cracks my big toe, splits it, it's bleeding. I'm in excruciating pain because it got hookah juice. Hookah juice is on my big toe, okay? I'm furious, I'm mad. My toe got glass in it. It's bleeding. It's all these different things. It's just not a fun feeling to feel right now. Nobody helped me except for the girl that I told you we picked up from the airport, right? She helped me. She was the only one that helped me. She went down there and got me some ice. Like I said, the girl is actually helping me ice my foot. Like, she's the only one that's trying to help me. The girl that invited me, not helping me, didn't ask if I was okay or nothing. None of them asked if I was okay, except for the girl that I told you we picked up from the airport. I can't remember what I named her, but I think it was Hannah, maybe. I can't remember. Whatever. So she's helping me. And she's like helping me like clean up my toe. It's like excruciating pain. I'm about to have to go to the hospital. Like when this boat stops, we're going to the hospital because my foot is hurting so bad, and I just can't. Like I'm not feeling my best right now. So we get off, and the girl is actually really nice. So she like walks me to our rental car, okay? And she's like, put your arm around me, like let's walk this way. Now she was the only one that talked to me on the trip. I wouldn't say the most, but she actually was talking to me. You get what I'm saying? And we would have like little moments, and she would, you know, say little stuff to me, but other than that, really nobody really talked to me, but she was kind of talking to me in a way. So I'm not gonna lie on that girl and say she didn't. She actually did. To where we went to the Our House Drag Brunch. We had gave the money to Lisa or Lizzie, whatever I named her. I can't remember what I named her, okay? Mind you, this is the same lady that we gave the money to for the hotel, the excursions, like all the other stuff, the rental car, this girl. You get what I'm saying? So we're at the Our House Drag Brunch. We're like just sitting there, just chilling or whatever. Mind you, we gave her the money, so our table is paid for because, you know, you gotta pay before you sit type of deal. So we had already given that money to her. We had a great time. Well, I had a great time just meeting people because I'm a very social person, okay? So I'm just talking, and I remember these two guys came up to me, and they were from Atlanta at that time, and it was so crazy. They were like, you know, we're big on energy, we're big on vibes, and like, let's just fill out the vibes of y'all. And so he's going down the line and telling us all the things about ourselves, like, oh, you give me this kind of vibe. Like he told one girl, like, oh, you remind me of my sister, and me and my sister, we beefing right now, like we don't get along, but you remind me of her. And then he told another girl, like, you're like a really pretty girl, like I could tell like you come from humble beginnings. That's just who you are. To me, he's like, you know what? You give me very much Real Housewives of Atlanta, like that girl vibes. Like you give me like, you're not shady, but you're shady. And it was so funny because I'm not shady. But the way that he explained it, I was like, you know what? That is me. So he was like, you're not shady, but you're more so the shady, like, girl, what are you wearing? But girl, let's go find you an outfit. That is me. That's me. I wouldn't call it shade. And I'm just trying to help my friend out. You know what I'm saying? So it's so funny. And he was like, you know, you just give me like all these like girly, cutesy vibes, like Miss America bad type of vibe. It was funny because I had actually competed for Miss America during that summer. So that was the funny part of all of this. Anyway, so we go sit down. As we're getting ready to sit down, the end of the, you know, brunch is starting to end. The tab comes out. The tab is over $1,000, right? So before the tab came out, I'm sorry, I forgot to add this. Before the tab came out, I had ran to the restroom. So when I came back, the guy came around to pay for the tab and things. So as I get back, they go, oh, we all decided that you're going to pay for the brunch. I said, what? No. They're like, well, we didn't have any more money and we just decided like you would pay for it. I said, no, I'm going to pay for my food. I'm not paying for y'all. Mind you, we hadn't talked. They hadn't said nothing to me. You really think I'm going to pay for all y'all food when ain't nobody been talking to me on this trip? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to pay for my half. I said, excuse me, sir. I know normally y'all don't split or whatever. I want to pay for mine, which mine was like $200 and something. So I was like, I just want to pay for mine. I don't know how they're going to pay for theirs, but I'm paying for my own stuff. So one of the girls goes, I just put it on my card, but y'all are going to have to give me my money like literally as soon as we walk out of the doors. They were like, okay, whatever. I don't know if they ever gave that girl her money. Didn't ask. Didn't really care.
I beg your pardon, but them really take this girl for a doormat. Oh my God. How was it that you're going to show up to a brunch and clearly you don't have any money to pay for your meal and expect Alexus to cover it? This is not just a little meal either. This is not just $100. Max, we're talking about $1,000 here. If you think about it, guys, they are not friends. They were not being nice. They were not even being cordial. Alexus had no obligation to pay for their meals. I'm so happy that she stood her ground and stand on the business because it's definitely giving user behavior. And if you have listened to any other Miami story times or girls trip story times, this is a common theme. It's always some level of entitlement with these girls. Have some of these girls who take these trips out to Miami with no money, no real plan. They just expect to finesse their way through the entire trip. Come on, ladies, get a grip. Anyhow, I'm just cool on myself, take a sip of water. She's on the last leg of her story, so let us see how it all wraps up.
So as we're getting ready to leave out of the Our House Drag Brunch, we were outside the little double doors. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know where we were. We're standing right there. And the girl that invited me, she goes, hey, look, we really need to talk to you. And I said, about what? And they're like, well, we just want to explain everything we get in the car. Like, we just want to talk. Like, we're sorry. We just want to talk to you. And I said, okay, cool. So she's talking and she's just like, you know, this, and this. It's nothing really, right? So when we get in the car, she's talking to me and they're like, well, to be honest with you, we were going to jump you the other night. Mind you, didn't I tell you I had that feeling? Your intuition never lies. So they're like, we're gonna jump you. And I said, you know what? It's gonna be some slow singing and some flower bringing if you think you're gonna jump me, because you never know what I got up in this bag right here. You think you're gonna jump me? It's gonna be some slow singing and some flower bringing. Did you get what I'm saying to you? You think I'm gonna let somebody jump me and not go down without a fight? You're crazy, out back crazy. You know what I'm saying? So she's saying this, and as we pull up to the hotel. So we make it back to the hotel, and they're telling me all these things about myself, how that I think I'm better than them, and these petty little small conversations like that, okay? So for a while, we're sitting in the car, and we're talking, yada, yada, yada. One of the girls' mom actually called, like, hey, like, are you guys having fun? Da, 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 da. She's like, we'll call you back. And then one girl was like, you know, I grew up with my grandmother. Like, I did the struggle, and it just seems like you don't give struggle. Like, how would y'all know what I gave if y'all never asked me about myself? Like, stop assuming what you think people are, like I told them, and get to know a person. You have not tried to get to know me, and I've noticed that ever since we've been on this trip, and before we got on the trip, y'all weren't talking to me. So I'm not going to try to force a conversation with someone that does not want a conversation with me. So we go upstairs because one of the girls says, let's just go upstairs. So the girl that invited me goes, hey, can I talk to you privately? So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we go into like the bathroom. She's like, to be honest with you, it just kind of gives like, it just kind of feels like you got everything in your life. Like you drive this, you have this, and like you're only a few years older than this, and it just doesn't make sense why you have so much and we don't. So the girl that invited me was telling me like everybody kind of feels intimidated by me. It's just given intimidation. She's like, you know what, we just want to know how. Like, we want to know how you're able to do all this. How are you able to get all this? Like, and I guess their intimidation came off as nastiness, which is, instead of just asking someone, they just came off really weird energy, really weird vibes. You get what I'm saying? So she's just asking me all these questions, and she's just like, I just want to know, like, how, what did you do, and how can I get that? She's like, you know, we're just trying to figure out how we can kind of be like you in a way. And she was like, so that's really what's going on, and I'm sorry. So her mom calls her back. So she's on the phone with her mom, and she's like, I told my mom how everyone was being mean to you, including myself. And my mom was like, maybe you and her just need to go, me and, you know, her, we just need to go out and do something, just us two. She's like, because I think she's a good person. I think she's a good girl. But you're going to ruin it because, you know, you just want to be mean and nasty for, like, indirect and negative energy towards someone that didn't do anything to you, essentially. So she just tells me how everyone feels intimidated by me. And fast forward, we're getting ready to leave. We get back to the airport. Of course, the car had been sitting there. Of course, I had to pay to get the car out. Number one, it's my mom's car. I got to get it out regardless. You know what I'm saying? Did they offer to help? No. Did they offer to help put gas in it? I told y'all no to all of that. Okay? Another thing. Now, I brought my own makeup wipes. I brought my own towels. I bring my own cleanser. I bring my own body wash and all kind of wash, all types of wash. They were literally like, can we use some of your wash? They had their own wash, but I guess my wash smells good, and they wanted it smelled good, and they wanted to try some of my wash. I was like, sure, because I am not a mean person, you get what I'm saying? But I had other wash too, so just in case, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to share all that. But anyway, so when we got back, one of the girls texts us and goes, hey, like, the girl that we gave the money to, she's like, hey, y'all used the towels, and the hotel is charging us X amount of money for it, so can everybody send it? So she requests money from me. I said no, because I did not use one of those towels. I haven't used a towel. I brought my own towels, and my towels are right here with me. I did not use that to wipe off my makeup. I bring my own makeup cleanser. So when I dropped them off back in Mississippi, I have not talked to those girls since that day. Oh, key part. Okay, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. One more thing before you leave. While we're on the boat, you know, I'm taking pictures and all that. Now, they were commenting on my Instagram picture like, you're such a baddie, you're such this, you're such that. The picture has now been deleted, okay? So don't go looking for it. But they were just commenting, saying all these things. Like, one girl was like, you're just so, you're just, you know, all these different things. But thing is, in person, she wasn't saying none of that. Weird, right? So yeah, have not talked to those girls since then, and more of the story is, don't go on a vacation with nobody, let alone some people that you think just because y'all in the same sorority and all these different little things y'all got in common that y'all are going to be a good mesh together, because you're probably not. You need to go with like-minded people just like yourself. I don't deal with haters, okay? Learned my lesson. That was a couple years ago, but yeah.
No man, if Audacity was a person, it would have been this set of girls. And they say, I always tell you guys, you know, if you're an islander and you watch the videos, you know, that there are certain types of people who come around you because of what you look like and what you can offer. They are not your friends. You notice how Alexus said that these girls engage on her social media post, you know, hyping her up online, but in real life, it's crickets. But that's the exact point I always make. Some people are just your friends just for aesthetic. They don't really like you. They want people to see maybe that they're hanging out with you, you know, a cute, well put together girl who clearly has her life in order, but deep down, they are intimidated. Honestly, it definitely screams low self-esteem. Way how this trip ended should have been their approach from the start. Instead of mistreating her and being mean to her the entire time, they could have just humbled themselves and maybe learned something or two from her. But no, they chose jealousy over maturity. Anyhow, guys, let me know how you feel about this entire situation, because personally, I cannot go on a trip with someone who I barely know. The mutuals, true mutual friends, are just social media. Social media engagement and real life friendships are two completely different things, and Alexus's story definitely proves that today. Chime in with your thoughts, of course, down in the comment section. So guys, this is where we're gonna wrap up today's story time. If you have enjoyed and haven't yet liked or subscribed, I know we are waiting, go ahead and do so now. And if you want to continue to watch more relatable story times like these, you can go ahead and click that up next video with right here so on your screen and enjoy the day away. As per usual, guys, thank you again so much for watching. My name is Jody and I aspire to inspire. Until next time, guys, what good.